what you're doing in the bedroom has very little to do with improving your sex life overall. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Stephanie, your sexologist for men, and today I want to talk to you about what it takes to actually improve your sex life. Now, a lot of guys will come to me and be like, I want to be better in the bedroom and I want her to desire me more. So that must mean that I need to try different positions and I need to last longer, I need to stay harder. And men are so focused on these things when really it's about how are you showing up as a man in your relationship. That's going to determine whether your sex life improves or not. And how you show up goes back to who are you being? Like, what kind of man are you being in your relationship? Are you being a man who's courageous and asks bold questions that maybe are not so predictable? Are you the kind of man that is working on how he resolves conflict and how he regulates himself and handles conflict in his own body, right? Like, some men turn away or shut down when conflict presents itself. But if you choose to be the man who no longer wants to do that and sees the value in turning towards her during a conflict and relaxing yourself and trusting yourself that you'll know how to handle things, it's very different, right? So there's all these ways that you can be different in your sex life, even from how you look at sex itself, right? Like, when you think of sex, what do you think of? Do you think of performing or do you think of connecting? Do you think of it as something you feel like she thinks you're needy around, or there's like this bad feeling you have in your body when it comes to sex because you feel like you just need too much and there's some shame there? Because that is going to drastically change how you talk about sex, right? So there's all these different points of you having a better understanding of like, what kind of man am I when it comes to my sex life? Like, who am I actually being when it comes to how I think about sex, how I initiate sex, how I discuss sex conflicts, how I talk to my partner about intimacy and my needs and what I need in the relationship? And I think this is the part that a lot of people don't want to look at. So many people see themselves as this one way all the time, where it's like, oh, well, I'm the kind of person that needs this, so if you don't want to listen, that's your problem, right? And like, we have a habit of just putting ourselves in this box as like, I am this kind of person, and if you don't want to respect me, I can't talk to you anymore, or I can't do this. And it's a very one-sided way of thinking, instead of expanding your mindset into, okay, well, if I tried being this type of person, it didn't work out for the relationship, how can I try being a different version of me to where it can work out? You know, as long as that version of you is someone you want to be, try a different way, reroute. My relationship, there was a way I was showing up in a conflict that my boyfriend and I were struggling with. And after 3 times, I was like, okay, how am I showing up that this conversation keeps presenting itself and we're not getting to a way to handle this together? Like, what is it I can do better in terms of how I'm interpreting this, in terms of how I am speaking to him when talking about it? Maybe I could ask better questions. Maybe next time, instead of just diving into the conversation when I'm still upset, maybe I take 20 minutes and I just take some notes and just give myself time to ground myself and like chill for a moment. There's different ways we can show up to the same issue or to the same thing we're trying to work on, right? Like, we don't have to only try one thing and try it over and over and over if it's ineffective. That's what actually gets exhausting in relationships, especially your sex life. So when you're finding yourself in the same conversations or the same dilemma, the same problem, ask yourself, who have I been showing up as to lead to that inefficiency? And what could I try that's new or different that maybe could lead to more of the result I want, or at least us getting on the same page? And sometimes we have to swallow our pride thinking that, okay, I've tried 3 times, that's enough. And we need to believe that there's always a way, and we're gonna find the way. As long as you have a partner who's on board with finding the way with you, it doesn't mean everything's gonna be fun and pleasant all the time, but as long as you know your partner is on board with you figuring out what you guys are trying to figure out, that's what matters most. I do believe that when we question our own thoughts and actions and approaches, we feel more in control because we could change those things. And when something finally works, we start understanding how we need to show up to our partner in certain circumstances that lead to the best result. So I'll see you in the next video.